my entire life. Sort of eat at every restaurant, drink at every bar. Would that be correct?
Yeah. And then, there are many good restaurants, especially, at the high levels as well. So,
Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Spend so much time in Tokyo in small rooms with no windows, some of them even underground. So when you come to a place like this, you can really see it's a city of over 14 million people, none of which look like they're going to bed anytime soon. So I might go join them.
Thank you so much for travelling the world with us once again. Next week, Jules Lund is off on a magical cruise through the Med.
That feels less like a cruise and more like your own private super yacht.
From Athens to sensational Santorini.
What's Santorini without a magical sunset?
Until we meet again, travel safely. Bon voyage.
Tonight, another shark attack, a woman bitten while swimming between the flags. A child missing and her father dead following a boating incident in Sydney. And neo-Nazi gate crashes a One Nation fundraiser. SpaceX helps launch Elon Musk into the history books, becoming the first trillionaire. And Socceroos coach Tony Popovic fires back at claims they can't win the World Cup opener against Turkey.
This is NBN News with Jane Goldsmith.
Good evening. A desperate air and sea search is underway in Sydney's inner west tonight, with a 7-year-old girl missing in the Parramatta River. Her father's body was discovered at Concord by a member of the public, with police not ruling out foul play or domestic violence.
Day out on the water becomes a family tragedy. A man found floating in the water at Concord, his 7-year-old daughter missing, police delivering the heartbreaking news to the wife and mother.
It would rock any mother to the core.
The alarm was raised by a member of the public just before midday, police arriving at Bayview Park within minutes.
On arrival, officers from Burwood Police Area Command boarded another vessel and went out to the small boat and found the man in the water.
That small vessel belongs to Adam Long, an off-duty firefighter. He took these videos as he guided officers and paramedics to the boat.
We looked around and we ended up seeing a boat sitting about 200 metres from the shore waving at us. I ended up escorting the police officers in my boat out to the vessel.
But despite the best efforts of police and paramedics, there was nothing they could do to save the man in his 40s.
It was definitely a surprise. It's certainly something you don't expect heading out for a beautiful day on the harbour.
Tonight, police haven't ruled out foul play and are investigating whether this was a domestic violence incident. Friends of the man had reached out to police today with welfare concerns. Police have revealed the man had rented the boat just this morning. 9 News understands it was hired from Cabarita Point, not far from where his body was found. Police throwing everything they have at this search.
Our officers will search until we locate the 7-year-old girl. I can't tell you how committed our officers are right now to locating her.
Bailey Kenzie, NBN News.
The White House and Iran have signalled an agreement could be close with Iran's foreign ministry, saying an understanding has been reached on the majority of issues. But just hours later, the US military downed multiple Iranian drones near the Strait of Hormuz, while Donald Trump lashed out at Iranian officials. A warning to our Indigenous viewers, the following story contains the name and image of a person who has died. The latest findings in an inquest into the death of Gomeroi teenager Mark Haynes in January 1988 will be handed down on Thursday. Mark was just 17 years old when his body was found on train tracks outside Tamworth. He'd suffered a traumatic head injury. At the time, police said he'd died by suicide, but his family have always contested this version of events. In 1989, a coronial inquest returned an open finding on his death, while a new inquest, which began in April 2024, reached a fifth round of hearings in April this year. A critical incident investigation is underway after a man was seriously injured during an arrest on the Central Coast. At around 7 a.m. on Monday, police were called to a unit block on Hargrave Street at Toukley following reports of a domestic assault. Officers attempted to arrest a 23-year-old man. However, it's alleged he made multiple attempts to resist before assaulting officers. He was taken to Wyong Hospital under police guard, but has since been transferred to Gosford Hospital with significant injuries. The incident is under investigation. Members of the Lismore community have today rallied, calling on the Reconstruction Authority to stop demolishing flood-affected homes. They say some properties could instead be repurposed for social housing.
As housing demolitions roll out across Lismore, residents have today rallied, calling for more transparency and repurposing.
Many more of them be relocated because they're perfectly fine. The timbers don't hold the toxins. Set up some land for tiny home communities. I mean, it's a housing crisis, so smashing down homes is particularly grievous.
It follows a report from the Auditor General, which found the state's Resilient Land and Homes project wasn't effectively planned or administered. Local and heritage homes, however, continue to be demolished, leaving thousands of residents in limbo.
But the auditor's report doesn't highlight a really big failure, which is the felt impact, so the lived experience, the human cost.
Residents say they're calling on the Reconstruction Authority to stop the demolitions, fearing it's putting both homes and quality materials to waste. They want those homes repurposed and for flood buyback land to be more affordable.
It's nice to see things happen quickly, but also if it takes another 10 years to move hundreds of houses safely, that would be better than pushing them all over by the end of the year.
But flood-prone land across Lismore has previously been declared unsuitable for residential use due to the extreme flood risk, leaving buyback houses to be either demolished or auctioned. Now plans are underway to repurpose the land for resilient infrastructure like public car parks.
We've got a housing crisis, we know that, and the government's rolling out housing social and affordable in conjunction with what the RA is doing.
Sales have meanwhile launched at Gunnellaba's new Mount Pleasant estate, a development designed for flood-affected residents. Local homeowners who accepted a voluntary buyback will be given first priority to purchase land.
What I know is that the land is at the lower end of the market to make it as I wouldn't say easy, but easier for the people who got the buybacks.
The Reconstruction Authority was contacted for comment. Tara Carrigan, NBN News.
Southern Cross University has recorded a $15.2 million surplus, according to the Auditor General. It's a major improvement for the Lismore-based institution, which recorded a surplus of just $960,000 in 2024. It's one of just 5 public universities in New South Wales to record growth. The increase is being attributed to a rise in international enrolments. The state coalition has pledged to bring back the regional seniors travel card if elected at next year's polls. The initiative allowed eligible seniors to access prepaid travel services, but Labor says the scheme came with a budget blowout.
A travel pledge from the opposition,
where we are going to bring back the regional seniors travel card.
First introduced as a cost of living measure by the former coalition government in 2020, the scheme offered eligible seniors a prepaid $250 card, which they could use for fuel, taxis and pre-booked train services. It was scrapped 3 years later by Labor.
We ran a petition in Parliament with more than 22,000 signatures from seniors calling on the reinstatement of this card, but it fell on deaf ears.
A lot of us are doing it tough these days now. We hear it everywhere, but especially the elderly. You know, they're just on a pension, they're trying to get by.
State member for Terrigal Adam Crouch says the scheme was utilised by thousands of seniors across the Central Coast.
The fact that said $27 million worth was redeemed. As an example, in Terrigal alone, 77,000 cards were given out during that period between 2020 and when it was cut.
If elected next year, the coalition says it plans to reinstate the seniors travel card immediately, and it's calling on the incumbent Labor government to back the move. State Minister for Roads and Regional Transport Jenny Aitchison told NBN News the last time the Coalition announced the Regional Seniors Travel Card, they didn't fund it in the forward estimates, adding by the time we came to government, it was carrying a price tag of almost $400 million, and that there are better ways to help with cost of living pressures, and we'll have more to say in the upcoming budget. Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
Lismore has been named New South Wales's most energy-efficient town, according to new data from iSelect. The city ranked 12th nationally for its strong adoption of renewables, with a 61% solar panel density and almost 39% of homes equipped with solar hot water systems. Byron Shire, following closely, ranked second in the state. And looking at the weather now for the Northern Rivers and the Gold Coast, a top of 21 degrees at Yamba today, the same at Lismore, 22 for Ballina and 23 for the Gold Coast. You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, Elon Musk makes history becoming the world's first trillionaire. A woman in her 30s in a critical condition bitten by what's believed to be a great white shark in Sydney. And the Aussie chef getting Cambodian kids into cooking through a new school program.
What if you could have your investment watched like a hawk? At Vision.
Spaces, it's a new foundation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tones. To a new outline, it's your vision. To a new slide, pure precision. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get the deal now. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Are we home yet? Are we home yet? Mom? Do we ever home yet?
Tonight, thousands of Australian families are facing homelessness. You can be the hope people need. Please donate to the Salvation Army's Red Shield appeal today.
Scully half-yearly clearance is on now, with everything reduced across the entire Nick Scully range. Everything is reduced during the half-yearly clearance. On now at Nick Scully.
At Orange Motor Group, we've got your next vehicle, whether it's a new car, SUV, 4x4 or tough truck, with top brands like Kia, Audi, BYD, Ram, Subaru, Nissan, Honda, Mercedes-Benz trucks and more. Plus expert servicing, genuine parts and quality used cars backed with up to 6 years warranty. We do it all right here in Orange. Sales, service, parts and now trucks. OMG, it's all here. Orange Motor Group, drive away happy.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good.
A woman in her 30s taking a lunchtime swim between the flags at Coogee has become the latest shark attack victim. Tonight, she's in a critical condition, but still alive, thanks to the heroic actions of an off-duty lifeguard.
11 a.m. and a winter swim at Coogee takes a terrifying turn. A 35-year-old woman carried from the shallows, barely conscious after being bitten by a large shark.
It actually grabbed one of the girls and started dragging her around a little bit.
She has significant injuries to her left lower leg and also her upper arms.
Charlie Verco was on his board and witnessed the attack.
I saw the shark come out of the water and it was one of the biggest I've ever seen. I was pretty scared.
He decided to paddle head first into danger.
I had to go paddle up to her and grab her arm and just drag her in, paddling with one arm to the beach.
After finally making it to the shore, it was a community effort to stem the bleeding.
Good life-saving actions by everybody that was involved. People had applied tourniquets to both her arm and her leg before the first paramedics arrived.
The victim rushed to St Vincent's Hospital in a critical condition.
It was such a nice vibe, and then to just see it all unfold was horrific.
Steve Denny had been swimming just moments earlier, sending his drone up when he heard the shark alarm and spotted what he believes is a great white.
For a good half an hour after, it was just hanging around.
This latest incident coming in the wake of 4 shark attacks in Sydney over summer. Council confirming today that the beach's shark net was removed back in April, as it is every year, but that there were 2 smart drum lines in the water this morning.
There will be lots of investigations to go in the coming days and weeks, but at the moment our heart goes out to the lady who's fighting for her life right now.
I hope she pulls through and I hope that she's able to make a full recovery and get to enjoy the ocean again.
Elizabeth Bryan, NBN News.
A man has been charged after a Sydney home was firebombed amid a tit-for-tat gangland war. 2 people were spotted fleeing the burning building yesterday morning. 1 man arrested in Bonnyrigg today. Shocking video of a verbal attack on a Newcastle bus is fueling calls for better commuter safety. Frontline transport workers warn violence on the network is spiralling out of control, demanding immediate security upgrades.
A vile, racially charged outburst erupts on a Derby Street bus.
Talk English instead of being rude. You arrogant think you suck speech, right? You sit there like him. You're a bunch of
Driver, can you call the police, please? That's all directed at me. Yeah, please.
You girl.
The victim says he was speaking quietly on the phone to his mother, who lives with dementia and speaks Macedonian.
Don't you touch it, mate.
Speaking to NBN News, he's asked to remain anonymous for his own safety.
I feared for my life. You know, you shouldn't have to have an exit strategy to get off the bus.
The incident unfolded on Thursday, the latest in a wave of violence plaguing the region's transport network. 4 days earlier, a bus driver was hospitalised after he was allegedly punched and choked by a passenger in Hamilton. Last month, a 13-year-old boy was allegedly bashed at Newcastle Interchange, while in February, a man was arrested after allegedly stabbing a bus driver in Charlestown. The union says drivers and passengers are being targeted multiple times a week.
We're nearly going to call on the company to put a security guard on every bus.
They're calling for more to be done, with many older buses still without safety screens.
It's about safety, you know. People deserve a safe, clean, operating service.
Transport operator Keolis Hunter has apologised to the man, adding they take these incidents extremely seriously and are handing over CCTV to police. Damien Geddes, NBN News.
Even the Pope has to deal with frustrating flight delays. His plane was today grounded by a technical issue when he tried to leave the Canary Islands after a week-long trip to Spain. The Spanish king escorting the pontiff off the plane before offering his own private jet to take Pope Leo back to Rome. Cow is still king, according to new research by Edith Cowan University. The study compared regular milk with popular plant-based alternatives, including soy, oat and almond, finding dairy dominates the competition when it comes to bone strength and nutrient absorption. Cow's milk was also linked to a lower risk of bone fractures, up to 43% of those who drink 1 to 2 cups a day. David Hockney, one of the most celebrated artists of the 20th century, has died at the age of 88. The modern master was best known for his sun-soaked paintings of California.
David Hockney saw the world differently and challenged everyone to do the same. From bright Californian swimming pools to striking portraits and landscapes, for more than 6 decades, he redefined contemporary art. One of his famous pool paintings from 1972 later sold for $130 million in 2018, setting a record for a living artist at the time. Hockney was born in the north of England, but was drawn to the sun-kissed skies of California.
In America, I always feel freer. Also, I always feel in California anyway, I start using brighter colours.
In his later years, he moved to Europe and embraced new technologies, creating art with iPhones and an iPad.
I love looking at the world. I get intense pleasure from my eyes.
King Charles paid tribute to his dear friend, describing Hockney as an inspiration to so many. David was one of life's true originals, one who wore his genius as lightly as those beloved yellow Crocs of his that helped brighten palace occasions. Hockney passed away peacefully at home in London a month before his 89th birthday. Mimi Becker, NBN News.
Coming up next, we sit down with the new Australian ambassador to the US. The neo-Nazi police pinned to the ground after gate-crashing a One Nation fundraiser. And how the Socceroos will stack up against Turkey in their first match of the FIFA World Cup.
Dadco Aluminium, Murwillumbah's home of premium.
We make more than $3 million a year. Top eye personality at the Prada store. I studied law, a degree in criminology. They're so basic. No one knows what this life is until now. I'm the owner of Australia's biggest OnlyFans agency. I stole your spotlight. Don't put words in my mouth. We need to get back to what matters, making money.
Turned on. Dirty Sexy Money. Stream now only on Stan.
Take up a quiet hobby. Start slowing down. Don't tell me how to retire. Just help me do it.
And you know, any audiology professional will tell you that hearing loss isn't just about volume. Actually, it's more like the brain working overtime to decode a distorted signal. It's really quite fascinating. Your auditory system is guessing what it missed, which could affect memory, focus, even how clearly you think. That's why it's absolutely essential that the right hearing aid is precisely fine-tuned just for you. So, how does it sound?
Book an appointment with us. Tired of doing it the hard way? Try Light and Easy. Get 5 days of delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for just $99 with your first delivery. And if you don't love it, get your money back. Lose weight the Light and Easy way.
Save more with mid-season club deals at Anaconda. Adventure Club members get great deals across camping, hiking, fishing and more. Play more, pay less. Only at Anaconda.
I woke up today with this feeling that better things are coming my way. And if the sunshine has a meaning, it's telling me not to let things get in my way. When you're down, baby, take
Everything for being the best you.
I know
Rupa. Everything for health.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Save 50% on Ninja Double Stack Air Fryer. Save over $150 on this portable JBL Party Box. Save $190 on this Westinghouse multifunction oven, now under $500. Best prices at Harvey Norman now.
SpaceX has marked its most successful launch yet on the New York Stock Exchange. The public offering of the rocket company has made founder Elon Musk a trillionaire, the first to ever exist.
Bringing in a new era of wealth, Elon Musk, the trillionaire.
I give SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all.
With the record-breaking Wall Street debut of his rocket and satellite company, SpaceX, his net worth on paper ballooned to more than $1.5 trillion. A trillion is equal to 1,000 billion, or 1 million millions. If you spent $1 of that every second, it would last for 31,700 years. It means Musk is now richer than at least 170 countries, including Sweden, Belgium, and his native South Africa. But while the 54-year-old may be the Earth's richest man, Musk's focus isn't our planet. The ultimate goal for SpaceX: colonize the moon and Mars.
I'm confident that with the incredible team that we have here at SpaceX, that we will do that for you.
And he's not the only one celebrating. America has gained 4,400 instant millionaires, current and former SpaceX staffers who'd been receiving part of their compensation in shares. 400 of those staffers now worth more than $100 million. If the United States is the land of the haves and have-nots, that gap's now widened. In the United States, Reid Butler, NBN News.
A fifth person has been charged in relation to the kidnapping of a 54-year-old man snatched from outside a Sydney tobacconist in February. Police arresting a 29-year-old man at a Villawood home yesterday, accusing him of storing and destroying a vehicle used in the abduction. A teenager and 3 men have already been charged and remain before the courts. Pauline Hanson is tonight distancing herself from a neo-Nazi who crashed her political fundraiser in Melbourne. A handcuffed Michael Nelson declaring he was there in support of the One Nation leader, but the senator says she's never advocated for a white Australia.
At a One Nation political fundraiser, police pinned down a young man. He's shouting an altered cry of white supremacy.
Pauline Hanson!
That young man, prominent neo-Nazi Michael Nelson.
Why do you support Pauline Hanson? She wants to stop the masses of the third world flooding into this nation and restore a white Australia.
Well, I'm sorry, they're with the wrong party. I've never advocated for white Australia policy at all.
She has attracted extremists into her ranks.
Nelson, not arrested, instead issued a move-on direction in front of 30 anti-racism protesters outside the fundraiser.
One Nation, you're traitor to the working class.
Waiting to get in, hundreds who spent thousands to hear from Pauline Hanson.
I want to take my country back.
One Nation has anger but not answers. One Nation has slogans but not solutions.
I would just encourage everybody to take a cold shower.
Nelson booed during Anzac Day proceedings, and the 22-year-old was among those charged for an attack on a First Nations camp last year. As a growing number of disaffected Australians turned towards One Nation, driven by various grievances, endorsements from people like Michael Nelson would likely damage the party's longer-term prospects. Pauline Hanson's promising to run candidates in every seat at the next federal poll and the looming Victoria state election. This would give those voters tempted by her politics, as well as the parties looking to work with her, pause for thought.
We have got to get rid of this government, and we've got to look at all avenues to be able to do that.
Australia's top diplomat in the United States has declared the alliance between our countries remains strong. Ambassador Greg Moriarty promising to push Australia's interests with Donald Trump as he sat down with 9 News in Washington.
Australia's new man about town in Washington.
Ambassador, welcome to Washington and thank you for joining us on 9.
Great to be with you.
Greg Moriarty, Ambassador to the United States at a time when everything is on the line.
What is your top priority? First thing you want to achieve?
Advance Australia's interests, trade and economic, defence, intelligence, national security.
And he'll have his hands full with an unpredictable White House.
I think the thing with Donald Trump is he is a wild card. So how are you going to deal with that aspect of the US president?
We will from time to time have our differences, and we will robustly and respectfully prosecute Australia's interests.
Mr Moriarty takes over from Kevin Rudd, who had an at times rocky relationship with Donald Trump.
I don't like you either.
After 16 years of politicians holding this posting, Moriarty enters as a veteran diplomat looking to bring a fresh perspective.
Our partnership is vital. And I believe that the United States, its role in the Indo-Pacific in terms of maintaining a favourable balance of power.
That's where AUKUS comes in. Despite earning a tagline of full steam ahead, the Defence Pact has been far from smooth sailing.
Under this revised plan, we're now getting 3 used nuclear submarines, the Virginia-class subs, as opposed to a mix of new and old. Do you think we're at the whim of the White House when it comes to AUKUS, or are we getting a say?
Look, that's not how I see it. In fact, I think Australia's interests are well served by this, what I regard as a minor adjustment.
On America's war in Iran, Mr Moriarty, a former ambassador in Tehran, offered support of US efforts to negotiate a deal.
Australia's position is clear. We do want a negotiated end to hostilities and to allow the oil in particular to flow again.
The other negotiating will be on trade. The Trump administration has slapped Australia with tariffs and threatened more.
As I work my way through my term here, that we can continue to work really positively with the United States.
In the United States, Lauren Tomasi, NBN News.
Donald Trump says US forces have killed the leader of infamous Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua after an airstrike on a compound within the country. The strike occurred earlier in the week, according to the US Secretary of Defense. Now to a bizarre arrest in Peru. 2 police officers disguised as World Cup mascots have closed in on a suspected drug trafficker. The undercover officers used the costumes to blend in as they approached the home of the accused, who happens to be a die-hard football fan. A kitchen garden program inspired by Australian chef Stephanie Alexander is now being rolled out to schools across Cambodia. Students are learning how to grow their own food, cook their own meals, and do so with nutrition front of mind.
It's just hit 7 a.m. and these children are making their way to school. Greeted by teachers and their principal at the front gate, there's no wasting time, straight into their first lesson of the day. An hour later, and breakfast is served. It's part of the World Food Programme, providing students with a nutritious breakfast each day.
We are happy when we eat together. Yes, when we eat breakfast, it helps us concentrate on our lesson.
The free meal also incentivises parents to keep their kids in school.
Is it delicious?
Delicious.
And are you happy that you get to come to school and eat breakfast?
Happy.
Cambodia has one of the highest malnutrition rates in Southeast Asia, costing the economy more than $400 million annually, and it's often children in marginalised and remote communities who suffer most. But a school learning garden program created with the help of Australian chef Stephanie Alexander has made a world of difference.
We are teaching them lifelong skills.
Children at this school in Angkor Chom are learning about measurements in the classroom. And then putting their knowledge to the test in the garden.
I'm picking watercress and I'm going to weigh it.
We can practice it at home and we can grow our own food and eat it at home.
Some of the crops are donated by nearby villagers. Other vegetables are grown by the students. The fresh produce is then picked and used in cooking classes.
I'm mashing the ingredients. What are you cooking today? Today I'm making some la coco.
Plan International says the initiative empowers boys and girls to learn about healthy eating habits by preparing meals in the kitchen together.
When we chop it, do we chop it in small pieces or big pieces?
We chop it so that it's the perfect size.
And when you cook, is it fun? Yes, it's fun because all the students get to help each other.
The program has been so successful, it's now been adopted into the national curriculum for primary age students, rolled out at more than 100 schools across Cambodia. Even the Australian ambassador to Cambodia popped in to see what all the fuss was about. A taste test of how exporting an Australian educational model has now become the local standard.
Delicious.
Neri Tai, NBN News.
Sir David Beckham has been given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The legendary footballer calling the moment surreal with his wife Victoria and actor Tom Cruise by his side to help unveil the honour. And instead of a traditional red, there was a green soccer pitch themed carpet. On the eve of the Socceroos World Cup opener, coach Tony Popovic has declared his side is out to spoil Turkey's party. Their opponents have already written off the Aussies, but more than 10,000 fans in green and gold will be right behind them in Vancouver.
With the stadium all to themselves, for just a moment, the Socceroos soaked up how far they've come.
We can show that we deserve to be here. And that we have every right to believe we can get through the group.
24 hours out from Australia's opening World Cup match against Turkey, few were giving the Aussies much hope. Least of all, their rival captain.
I think that we dominate tomorrow the game because we have more qualities and more talented team.
Those words only fueling coach Tony Popovic's motivation.
So do most people. They expect Turkey to beat Australia tomorrow, so that's no different. So, what we can do is try and spoil the party.
And with tonight's final training run complete, it's now in the players' hands.
Obviously, flying in today's, made it feel that more real. And yeah, we're all just extremely excited.
Already an Aussie stronghold, Vancouver is experiencing a further green and gold invasion, no matter the cost, with ticket prices by far the most expensive in World Cup history.
Do you have any money left after that, or are you okay?
We've got us for some beers, but that's about it.
That's about it.
I didn't want to tell my parents the cost of it. They've cracked it, but I think we could have renovated part of the house for the cost.
The amount of time and money that is spent for Socceroo fans to come and travel and to support us, we definitely appreciate it. We don't take it for granted.
Braden Ingram, NBN News. It's already ticked past midnight local time, but it's fair to say these streets are very much alive with World Cup fever. So too Aussie fans are expecting 10,000 at the game tomorrow, but they won't be able to buy any more green and gold. All of Vancouver entirely sold out of Socceroos merchandise. The game not far away now, begins in the afternoon tomorrow Australian time.
Aussie soccer fans excited here too. It's time for sport with Montanna Clare, and the Blues have been forced to make a big change to their starting lineup, Tan.
Good evening, Jane. Yes, a training injury has again rocked New South Wales days out from Game 2. Casey McLean's origin dream in tatters, but his replacement is ready to make his mark. The details next. Also ahead, the Maroons rally around one of their own after a family tragedy as Tony Popovic keeps his selection cards close to his chest.
They call this the lucky country.
Red 55!
But there's a funny thing about luck. There's only so much of it to go round.
There's a cow.
See, while you're having a ripper,
Both of them.
someone else is having a shocker.
Spew it.
Yeah, you never know which end of the stick you're gonna get when the lucky country isn't so lucky.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Bingo Car Insurance does away with these fluffy extra bits to keep premiums low. Oh, been nice knowing you, Fluffy. Bingo Car Insurance. No fluffy bits.
Some sort of portal start.
Question is where to?
I've just been 1.5 billion years into the future and I'm still paying too much for my car and home insurance.
Or you could alter your future by switching to Budget Direct. After all, they've paid out over $1.5 billion on claims in the last 12 months. Do yourself a favour. Quote with Budget Direct first.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
Trust us, the taste is worth the wait.
Yep, keep going straight.
What would I do without you, Captain Navigator?
Reliable for years to come and packed with technology you can really count on. With Toyota, you get value for a lifetime. And it starts this tax time here at your local Toyota dealership. Toyota.
It's Tech World's end of financial year mega deals. Grab our 23 650 litre tank from $27.95 and Tech World's very own pump range from $2.49. Australian owned and built Aussie tough. End of financial year mega deals at Tech World. 1-800 68 69 70.
Your dream lifestyle shouldn't be limited by location. Regional farms, remote retreats, coastal escapes. Homes designed for even the most challenging sites. We build where others can't. Crafted for extraordinary places, built in a controlled environment. Built with precision. Built smarter. West Built Homes. Luxury delivered wherever life takes you.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Get up to 30% off Windows 11 laptops, plus 10% of your purchase price in gift cards. Limited time only. Up to 30% off Windows 11 laptops, plus 10% in gift cards. Best prices at Harvey Norman now.
Mark Nwanganita-Waze was originally left out of the Blues squad altogether, but will now make his Origin debut at the MCG after Casey McLean was ruled out. For the second straight game, it's a training injury that's forced Laurie Daly into a last-minute reshuffle.
Marky Mark on the move to Melbourne.
I just got to be ready, and I guess sad to Casey. Try to get through there, but I'll just do the job I got to do.
The Roosters flyer ready to make his mark at the MCG, guaranteed an Origin debut after originally being left out of the squad.
I guess any kid dreams play at the highest level, so hopefully go out there and do the job for the team.
To have a player like Mark come into the team with what he's done in NRL and what he can do, he's fitted in so well with the group this week. It's a fair replacement to bring in.
Nwanganita-Waze's gain is Casey McLean's pain. After carefully managing an ankle concern all week, a freak injury to his right quad has rubbed him out entirely. The young Panther had several false starts at training this morning. Every few minutes, he needed to talk with medical staff. He then left the main group again and received more treatment. This all watched by Blues doctor Nathan Gibbs.
He's very disappointed, as you can imagine. He's worked so hard the last few days to get his ankle right. He was feeling fantastic going into the sessions. He's a young man, a wonderful talent, as we all saw in the first Origin game. But, as we've just said to him, and Laurie just said to him, he's going to be part of many more Origins.
With Nwanganita-Waze on the wing, Tolu Kola shifts to the centres. The Blues calling up Dolphin Jack Bostock to their six-man bench.
Picked my phone up, had a couple missed calls, and just seen one of the messages like, "Oh, hey mate," and all I seen was Laurie Daly, and I was like, "Oh, fire out, better call him back."
The other injury watch, Mitch Moses warmed up with the team today before breaking off to do his own drills, appearing to have overcome his hamstring concern.
We all know the quality player he is, and he'll be right to go come Wednesday night.
He and all the rest of the team got through okay, so we're really happy about that.
Tom Marion, NBN News.
Maroon star Tino Fa'asul Malawi is mourning the death of his father, Ferretti, who sadly lost his battle with cancer this morning. The enforcer is in Queensland with his family, but is still determined to play on Wednesday night.
I think we can all appreciate the importance of Tino to be with his family right now, and that will be his priority, and he'll be given every bit of time that he needs with his family.
The rest of the team were able to make the day of some young footy fans in Victoria, posing for photos before their training session. A steely resolve is emerging in Finland, with the Dolphins extending their club record winning streak to 6 games after shredding the Roosters. Although a pair of Finns are under an injury cloud following the Suncorp Stadium special.
Among a pod of dominant Dolphins helping dismantle the Roosters, Herbie Farnworth receiving the ultimate accolade, awarded the Arthur Beetson Medal for Best on Ground.
We think a lot of them here at Dolphins have our Player of the Year's trophy named after him as well, so to win this is pretty special.
The Dolphins continuing to build something extraordinary, extending the club's winning record to 6 straight matches in a resounding 38-point victory.
It's obviously pleasing to get the win, especially against the quality Roosters side. I know they had a lot missing, as did we. But to put on a performance like that, very proud.
Nicarima and halves partner Izzy Katoa orchestrating the onslaught, with the Finns piling on 8 tries at Suncorp Stadium.
We're playing the footy that I expected us to play, and
as I said before, I love the defensive resolve about us. That's what we've really turned around, and we know what class we've got with the balls.
The record win adding to belief the Dolphins could break the shackles and finally be bound for finals.
We've got a great group, great bunch of lads. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, where we sit on the ladder on that, I'm not too interested in that, to be honest. And if you get more wins than losses, then you tend to play at the end of the year, and that's where we want to be.
Christian Wolf revealing his halfback is dealing with a medial issue in his knee, while Jermaine Asako will nurse a finger injury before taking on the Tigers next week.
20 minutes into the game, I think it dislocated, so I popped it back in, and then I think the last run in the game, I've done it again.
Herbie Farnworth also opening up on his future. Despite being contracted until the end of next year, speculation is mounting he could join the Roosters in 2028.
Yeah, I'll leave all that stuff to my agent, but yeah, who knows? I would love to stay at the Dolphins.
Matthew Simbakis, NBN News.
The Sharks' premiership credentials are getting a serious test in Auckland right now, narrowly leading the Warriors 8-6 at half-time. Cronulla are hunting their second win over a top-4 team in as many weeks. Socceroos coach Tony Popovic has guaranteed striker Mohamed Toure is available for their World Cup opener against Turkey, despite battling illness in recent days. Popovic will create history tomorrow in Vancouver as the first Australian to play for and coach the Socceroos at the World Cup.
Only one nation will ultimately ascend the World Cup summit. The Socceroos need only qualify for the knockout stages to reach great heights.
Our job really as coaches is to make sure that they stay present in the moment. And I think if we can do that between the years in our minds, I think you'll see a very, very good performance from us tomorrow.
Striker Mohamed Toure took part in Australia's final training run after battling an illness throughout the week.
Everyone's available, which is what a coach wants.
As for whether Christian Valparto is a surprise starter just weeks after defecting from Italy, Tony Popovic is giving nothing away.
He's looked sharp in training. Yeah, he becomes a definite option for us for tomorrow.
Not since that famous afternoon in Kaiserslautern 2 decades ago have the Aussies won their opening game at a World Cup.
Cahill! Sam Cahill has done it again!
Popovic was on the bench that day. Tomorrow against Turkey, he captures his own slice of history. The moment of truth has arrived, and what a momentous occasion it is for Coach Popovic, becoming the first Aussie to play and coach the Socceroos at a World Cup. Meantime, the United States made an early statement.
Oh, yes!
Demolishing Paraguay 4-1. A date with the Aussies up next, while their fellow co-hosts put on quite the show. Canada's greatest exports turning out in force, the equaliser raising the roof.
Canada looking to oblige here, it's Kyle, they're in!
Braden Ingram, NBN News.
After the break, both McLarens showing strong early pace in Barcelona ahead of tonight's qualifier, and Australia's other World Cup campaign about to begin on the Old Trafford pitch.
In business, they always say,
I'll have my people talk to your people.
but what if your people flew with our people? Well, with Virgin Australia Business Flyer, not only do your people get velocity points, your business does too. There are exclusive discounts to excite your finance people, and you can earn even more velocity points with these people, which you then get to spend with your favourite people. So let's have your people talk to our people.
It's what John West rejects that makes John West the best.
Backache, back again? Thankfully, Panadol Extra contains a combination of ingredients which provides more powerful pain relief. Extra strength relief for tough pain. That's one for Panadol Extra.
If you're with Host Plus, your super's already in good hands. Plus, you can choose how your money's invested, from low cost to set and forget, and plenty of options in between. Control over how your super's invested? That's a plus.
At Bingley, the Yenda Financial Year sale is on.
Get it? Yenda instead of Enda?
Huge deals store-wide, in-store and online. On fridges, laundry, cooking, laptops, floor care and small appliances.
The Yenda Financial Year sale on now at Bingley.
So here we go, our Combank Socceroos. The green and gold fans are out in force. Excitement's building.
jam-packed in here. That's the way we like it. Jam-packed with 10 natural vitamins and minerals.
Zespri.
Don't take your eyes off this one. We could be in for an upset.
Should have gone to Specsavers. The winter sale's now on. For a limited time, get 50% off lens options.
Get the power of end of financial year savings
At Tyre Power. You get a great break when you buy 3 and get 1 free on a great range of Toyo tyres.
Get in before June 30 at Tyre Power, Australia's biggest independent.
It's Tank World's end of financial year mega deals. Grab our 5,000 litre slimline tank from $18.40 and Tank World's very own pump range from $2.49. Australian owned and built Aussie tough. End of financial year mega deals at Tank World. 1-800-68-69-70.
This sports report brought to you by Sportsbet, the easiest way to bet on the World Cup. You win some, you lose more.
There's another World Cup underway. Australia plays its first game of the Women's World T20 tonight, taking on South Africa at Old Trafford. The preparation not ideal, that bad Manchester weather forcing the side to train indoors.
We're really confident in how we've prepped, and that doesn't change whether we're indoors or outdoors. I think the girls have responded really well to what's been thrown at us from a weather sense.
Meanwhile, after a 16-year Test career, former New Zealand captain Kane Williamson has announced his immediate retirement from the game. Both McLarens are showing some strong early pace in Barcelona, with reigning world champion Lando Norris topping the timesheets in the second practice session. Teammate Oscar Piastri was less than a second behind Norris, with the Australian already noticing improvements from last week. Qualifying is... The Suns' AFL finals hopes have taken another hit, their winless streak extending to 3 matches after being demolished by the Cats. The lopsided penalty count frustrating coach Damien Hardwick, blaming Geelong's parochial home crowd for influencing umpiring decisions.
At the end of the day, it was like the Roman Colosseum. The Roman Colosseum. I reckon they went in the crowd to do this one, and then all of a sudden, free kick. So... at the end of the day, it is what it is, home ground advantage. We understand that. We know you're up against it from the start, but a couple of them I thought weren't there.
Meanwhile, there's confirmation Premiership forward Eric Hipwood will return from injury in tomorrow's clash with the Tigers. The Rangers started to fall before the jump of the Stradbroke handicap. It didn't face Spicing Martini, the mare proving too hot at Eagle Farm, marking the second race win for Gold Coast trainer Toby Edmonds. Hundreds of girls swarmed Piggabeen Park today for a celebration of grassroots rugby league. The Tweed Seagulls hosting an all-female football festival as it looks to improve retention rates.
A new generation of female rugby league players proving they have what it takes to dominate the field. More than 300 young girls today lacing up and learning the ropes of the game as part of the Tweed Seagulls' second ever Festival of Female Footy.
I think the energy is about having some fun. Well, that's the intent of the day. Obviously, competitiveness comes into play, which is great. We're playing rugby league.
The event is driven entirely by female participation, from the players to an all-female refereeing team. 13 junior rugby league clubs from the Gold Coast and Northern Rivers travelling to Tweed Heads for their weekly fixture.
We've played 6. We've won all of them. We haven't lost a game. We've kept our streak.
Sidelined by an injury, 9-year-old Lockie Lovell didn't let that dampen her enthusiasm, cheering on her teammates as they took part in Tackle Ready, a development program designed to teach young girls safe tackling.
I've only started playing at the start of this year.
Our female participation numbers are up this year. It's the challenge has always been that just retaining them. So programs like the Tackle Ready, ensuring that fun is the most important thing.
The Tweed Seagulls and Northern Pride facing off in the headline clash. The BMD competition serves as a vital pathway for the female game.
Obviously, a big part of our club is to also connect it into the NRL and the Gold Coast Titans. So, yeah, it's pulling it all together.
Tara Carrigan, NBN News.
Meanwhile, in the Host Plus Cup, the Seagulls will look to notch up consecutive victories when they front North's Devils tomorrow afternoon. The side is coming off last weekend's confidence boost against the Hunters, securing their first win in almost 2 months.
They're going up against the North side, who have over recent years been really consistent, but they're also struggling a little bit. So it's a bit of a danger game for us, and it's one that, if we're serious about playing finals footy, we need to win.
The side currently sits 12th on the ladder, but with 10 rounds left to play, a late final surge remains within reach. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. And Jane, it should be a good weekend for footy, I hope.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Montana. We'll take a look at the weekend weather and our 7-day outlook right after the break.
Real estate agents across Australia refer Terry Shear because it's easy for accidents to happen to your investment property, which is why it's important to have the right level of cover, including accidental tenant damage. Speak to Terry Shear today.
Thanks to Sportsbet as well. In your same game multis, if your anytime goal scorer has the first shot of the match and misses, that leg is declared a winner, even if it misses. I don't care if it misses, you won't care if it misses, Sportsbet doesn't care if it misses. We'll give you the green tick. That's all up there on the Sportsbet app.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
With our World Cup campaign starting tomorrow, we run the ruler over our young Socceroos, who to watch out for, and how far can they go.
Get the power of end of financial year savings
At Tyre Power. You get a great break when you buy 3 and get 1 free on a great range of Toyo tyres.
Get in before June 30 at Tyre Power, Australia's biggest independent.
This home loan application is never done.
Tony, look.
Up to $3,000 cash back. Let's go.
Get your things.
Hey! Who took all the up and goes?
Up and Go Liquid Breakfast. Feel good protein, fibre and vitamins to get up and go.
We don't like to boast.
I'm so sorry.
But BritBox just keeps getting better.
Sorry, what?
4 new exclusive mysteries, comedies, dramas, and documentaries. With new monthly premieres.
Sorry.
And more of your favourites to stream before anywhere else.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry? We do go on.
Bit awkward, really.
But frankly, we're quite good at this. The ultimate collection of British telly. BritBox. Watch with a free trial now.
Lazy Boy, world famous comfort. The end of financial year sale is on now. There's Oakland Power Recliner, now half price, or the Derby only $1,300. Swivel and save on the Atlanta. Hurry, 20% off all Lazy Boy. Lazy Boy, long live the lazy.
Kingscliff Nursery. Over 5 acres of trees, native shrubs and exotic plants. Huge range of fruit trees, indoor and outdoor plants, pots, planters and much more. Buy direct, save heaps. Remember to say hi to Sally at Kingscliff Nursery, Cudgeon Road, Cudgeon.
Won't you please help me, help me.
We've helped Australians for 100 years. Now we're helping protect and prepare them for the next 100.
Scattered showers for the Northern Rivers and the Gold Coast today. Tomorrow is looking mostly dry. On the satellite, a cloud band stretching from northwest WA to southeast South Australia, Victoria and Tasmania is bringing rain and showers. Cloud extending from this system over western New South Wales is also causing some rain. Now tomorrow, a cold front in the west will move quickly through the southern states through to Victoria and southern New South Wales. Ahead of that, we'll see blustery winds, showers and isolated storms. Showers tomorrow for coastal Queensland in onshore winds as well. Partly cloudy today with some scattered showers and light winds. A top of 21 degrees for Yamba and Evans Head, 22 at Ballina today, 15 to 21 for Byron Bay and reaching 23 on the Gold Coast. Tomorrow's forecast, partly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower in the early morning and the possibility of some morning fog. Light winds on the way tomorrow. 23 degrees for Robina, Tweed Heads and Murwillumbah, 15 to 20 21 the range at Byron, 21 for Lismore, 22 at Yamba and 12 to 23 for Grafton. Coastal waters information for tomorrow. Seas at a metre with a 1.5 metre swell for the Byron coast. East-northeasterlies up to 15 knots. Now to conditions for Byron. Sunrise at 6:37, sunset just before 5 p.m, the low tide at 1:24 a.m. And for the Gold Coast, sunrise at 6:34, the low tide at 1:24, the high tide at 7 a.m. And the 7-day outlook for Tweed Heads: Monday, partly cloudy with a high chance of showers, most likely in the morning and the afternoon. You can see up to 3 millimetres of rain for Monday and Tuesday. For Ballina, a top of 22 degrees from Sunday right through until Friday. The chance of some showers on Monday and Tuesday. For Lismore, 21 degrees from Sunday through until Friday. Very stable conditions for the next 6 days or so. Just some rain possible on Monday and Tuesday. And for Grafton, 23 degrees for Sunday. And before we go, 2 impressive new records have been set by our container deposit scheme, Return and Earn. An incredible 16 billion donated cans, bottles and cartons have earned recyclers $1.6 billion since December 2017. More than 100 million of that has been raised for charities and community groups. And that is NBN News for this Saturday. A current affair is up next, followed by the finals of the Australian swimming trials. From all of the news team here, thanks for your company. Good night.